Okay, Sean Ward again, Fashion Brand Launch, talking line sheets and sales form. Let's get on with it. So, we talked about your line sheets and your case pack options. Now that the retailer has those two forms, she knows what the product looks like. She knows the wholesale, the suggested retail, the materials, etc. She knows what her minimum quantities are. She knows if she can get a discount. And now she's ready to order. How does she do that? You send her an order form. You either email it to her or you give it to her in person. Let's look at a sample order form that you can go from. Now remember, if you want a copy of these, email me through the platform where you're watching this through or on our website, and I will contact you and get you the forms that you can build your own off of. Okay? Now, going into the actual sales form, this is another form that we built in Excel because there's a lot of different cells. There's a lot of different cells in Excel. There you go. And the reason we do this again is because it can be filled out electronically. Also, there are a lot of different boxes to fill in, and it's just easier to do it in Excel than in Word. Okay. So as you can see up here, a few standard items you want is your logo. Again, if it gets lost, they can find out who this order form is for, which brand. Title, the order form. You're going to have your address, your phone numbers here. Get rid of those. And so you'll see here that the standard sales you want to have up here is the bill to. Now, sometimes you're working with a retailer that has a corporate office, but they have multiple retail locations. So if they have a billing address, this is where you actually have to mail the invoice if they're still doing snail mail. So the company name, the address, if you follow the cursor up here at the top right, city, state, phone, fax, email. Okay. Now, they may also have a ship to. They may want you to ship it to a specific retail location, or say, for instance, they may have an actual warehouse that is different from their corporate office, or a warehouse that is different from the retailer. So the ship to address is very important. So you just have the same information there. Going over to the left, payment terms. Now, if your payment terms is basically the amount of time that the retailer has to pay you from the time they receive the product, right? So in the fashion industry, it's pretty standard that your boutique hotels pay you in 30 days. Some will demand 45 days. Some may go 60 days. As we talked about in the last course, most department stores will demand that they get 60-day payment terms. But for the most part, it should be 30-day payment terms, not from when you ship it, it's from when they receive it. Okay, so once you ship it UPS or FedEx, you can confirm when they received it, and then you can send your invoice out, a week from then or 2 weeks from then, and it'll be dated that it's due 30 days after they receive the product. So you put that in there, unless you negotiated a different time period. For your order date, this is just they'll enter the date that they made this order. Start ship date. Now, if you're pre-selling product, for this example, the line sheets were pre-spring. You would be selling pre-spring in the fall of the previous year. So you could have an order date of October the 1st, and your start ship date, they may say, is February or January. If it's pre-spring, it's probably January 1st or January the 10th. So they would put their ship date and their cancel date. And usually the cancel date is there to protect the retailer, so that if they say, we're agreeing that you're going to ship this product on January 5th, usually they'll give you 2 weeks to ship the product, because after a while, if you haven't shipped the product, it goes beyond that season. If they're in a 4-season type of city like Detroit, pre-spring, they want to bring in their high, beautiful colors, or they may even just want some more boots because it'll stay cold until March. If you're, a month late on that shipment, then they want to be able to cancel that, because maybe they'll be transitioning out of the winter boots. So that's there to protect the retailer. Salesman name. whoever the salesperson is, they want to put their information there because your salespeople, for the most part, will be paid a commission. So you want to make sure you know which salesperson actually created that order. Salesman phone number, you may not need that, but if you have a big sales staff, you want to put their numbers there. And again, the retailer gets a copy of this. You keep a copy, but the retailer keeps a copy of this, so they may want to get in contact with the salesperson. They may have just met that salesperson at a trade show or over the phone, and they would just want to be able to contact the right person at any time. And the season for this example would be pre-spring 2013 or 2021. You put the date there. Now going down further, this is where we get into the detail of the products that they're ordering. Now, we have that note here at the top that says, note, 5% off all 15 pair case packs. Remember, we talked about that in the case pack options. So that will be calculated on any SKU that is being ordered of 15 or more. Now, what's going to go on here, remember the style name, excuse me, everybody, which was the pit. You would, who was ever filling this out would put the pit, and they would put the style number. Remember, that was SSF-08-PIT, and slash the color would be, brown. So they would, or those gray or black. So they would put that information there so you as the recipient, the brand, knows exactly what they're ordering. And again, if they're ordering in this section, you see 12 or 15 pack, retailer choose their own size. Maybe they want 2 size 9s, they want 5 size 10s, and 2 size this, right? And it'll add up to 15, right? So they can fill that in, but say for instance that they only want the standard 8 pack. All of these are already here, right? These quantities for each size are already here. So a size 8, they have to order the 1 8, the 2 9s, the 2 10s, 2 11s, and 1 size 12. They'll put a total pairs of, let's just keep it simple, to 8 on here. We can delete these entries there. The unit price will be, remember that the $127.50, that was the wholesale price. And then you could do a quick multiplication to get that amount, $1,020, right? For that 8 pack. And they would fill that in for all of the shoes that they want, and this would calculate, or they could be writing this down manually. They would do the same thing for the women's down here. Remember, they get the discount on the 15 packs, and they could choose their sizes for 12 or 15, or they get the standard 1 6, 1 size 6, 1 size 2 7s, 2 8s, 2 9s, and a 10, and everything will calculate through. Now, if you look at the bottom left, you want to put your total pairs here. It's good to just be able to know for the retailer and for you how many pairs that the retailer is ordering. You would just add up all of those pairs, put them there, and in this light blue area where it says 15 pack 5% discount, you or your administrative assistant would calculate what type of discount they're getting based off of any 15 packs that they ordered. They could, maybe they ordered some 15 packs in women's because they sell more women's shoes than men's, but only 8 packs in men's. So you only want to calculate it off of those 15 packs. And then you have your grand total in this area. This is the actual invoice amount that they have to pay you for those. And here's the total, the pairs again, which is redundant. At the bottom, you have the buyer name. So they would write their name down, the buyer's signature. That's required. Again, it becomes a legal document once they sign it. You want to make sure that whenever you get your orders, that the retailer signs it. Now, keep in mind, remember I told you in the previous lecture, department stores will have their own systems. Most of them are electronic, and you will not be receiving signed orders from the department stores. Next, the buyer email, which is also required. All of this information is required. So you can get in contact with them on email, the buyer fax, and the buyer telephone number. So again, it's pretty self-explanatory, all the things that you need in here, but remember, Excel is great because it can calculate all of these things for you, or they could just be done manually. This little section up here in the top right now, special instructions, maybe they're saying, maybe they want to add in there that they want the men's to ship in January, women to ship in February. Just they can leave some notes. So that is it for your order form. I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. Again, send me any comments you want, and I'll be right back with the next form.